and Bertram.
I want to happen to him what happened to you. Happen.
It was an intoxicating environment, and I got intoxicated.
Why does this keep happening?
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Hour number 2. Zolak and Bertrand. Zo's got to take on Roman Anthony.
All right, it's been.
You think he's soft?
All right, I talked to somebody, and somebody just said, hey, just be fair here. Be fair here. And I thought about it, and I go, you know what, you're right. And he said, this is a guy that knew Pedroia, knew Ortiz, knew what they went through to get ready to play. And maybe he played with him. He said, you're pretty hard on Casas as far as being soft. There's somebody else that might be soft as far as, hey, we looked at it several times. Chad Tracy came to to his pregame thing, a week ago, and said that he's been cleared. It's about dealing with discomfort now, a pain tolerance, because the tests don't show anything. McCone, did he say, too, that he was looking for a second opinion they got, that was also cleared? I think that was it, too.
I know they were looking for a second opinion.
We're another week or two after it, and he's still not close to doing anything. This kid's like 21, and he's got these type of injuries in less than one calendar year of being called up. Got shut down at the end of last year. You know, we make fun of Casas for car wrecks and the knee and then this hurts and that. Like he's like never going to make it back. You circled the wagons around this kid. The Red Sox made him the face of your franchise. So you got everybody sitting here waiting for the greatness. He's the center of your lineup. He can't get on the field. Are you going to do this every year? Is this the way it's going to be with this guy? And I just say, hey, if I'm going to be fair and call Casas soft, this guy's obviously soft too then. Just to be fair. Because Casas was called up, and there were high hopes for him, man. Power. They don't have power hitters. This guy's supposed to be a power hitter for you. He can't swing a wiffle ball bat right now. We have any updates on him? Anything from the team? We're just going to sit here for another 15
I mean, he
days.
gave you an update last week.
Yeah.
Told you he has a tear.
Yeah.
Now he's had a setback.
There's things you can take.
Do you think it's generational? Like his generation doesn't
I think so. Yeah,
push through,
I think
or
that's,
is it?
that's sort of the point too. Like those guys were legends, and they played through a lot, and you don't have that nowadays. The way kids are viewed, and the way you're brought up, and there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. Okay, there is. But when the team comes out, and they're putting things out that, hey, tests show that things are okay here. We're on the upswing here. There's no evidence of anything right now. It's just a discomfort thing. That's putting it on the player. Okay? That's taking it off the team because you made him the center of all this, and he ain't out there. And there's no time that he's coming back that we're being talked about or told. Where's Garrett Crochet? How's he doing?
Chad Tracy yesterday.
We're past the 15 days. That's all I know on that one.
Low-grade lat strain.
Okay. Yeah. Low grade, like that's not like severe, right? Can't go out there and throw 85. I don't know. I'm not a pitcher. But like you get sick of the injury stuff. Because there are other teams out there, and they're the ones that look gross. And there's nothing about you're doing that's gross right now. Because maybe you could be helping them, is my point. Unavailable. Worst kind of player to have. Uber talented. Unavailable because often injured. That's 2 big ones already in less than 1 calendar year. Not even the same type of injuries here. Just keep track of them. We did with Ellsbury. High hopes for that guy, front and back. Just making a point because it was brought up to me like, hey, you're rough on Casas. Maybe you should take a look at this guy.
So this person
that's for
said
people
you're
to
too
know.
rough on Casas.
No.
You need to be rougher on Roman Anthony.
Didn't say I was too
He's
rough
a
on
soft
Casas.
baby, and he won't play through things and get himself ready.
And it's
Is
someone
that the summary?
Somebody knows baseball a lot more than I do.
All right.
And they said they didn't say you pick on. No, didn't say back off Casas. They said you might have hit it on Casas.
I'm dying to know who this person was you talked to. I know, but the other thing is, does this person feel like the contract might become a problem?
No, I don't think it's Christian Campbell. Like Christian Campbell's contract's a problem.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So this person doesn't believe
this kid's
Roman
obviously
Anthony's going to become
way
garbage.
way more talented, but at some point, the kid needs to understand to come around and like you've got to play through things, man.
Well, whether it's
the big
him,
leagues.
whether it's him playing through it or not, here's my concern.
Who's running it? Who's talking?
My concern is never about players like gritting it out, toughing it out, like Dustin Pedroia taking the ground balls on his knees. I don't care about that. You know what? I do care about the fact that some people are just more durable than others.
Yeah,
there are some guys you could have.
Count on.
I think this is always forgotten. Right? These are human beings. Don't turn into Breslow. Don't turn into a guy who thinks this is a simulation. You could have two players in any sport that do exactly the same things to train, that do the same nutritional things, that do the same everything every single day.
Yeah.
And one of those guys could get hurt swinging a bat in multiple ways over multiple seasons, and one guy could go through a 15-year career and never have a single day off. And have an injury,
and that is a problem.
Because it's not just about what you do as a player to get yourself ready. There are just some people, like genetically, there are some people that are more prone to a tear than others. Like that's life.
Costas could be that guy. This guy could be that guy, and that could be a massive problem.
I mean, Costas now has a ridiculously serious knee injury that he's recovering from.
Yeah.
That's not. But again. That will happen to one big, strong, tall guy like him and not happen to another.
Just running to first.
Because
not that someone slid in and blew your knee out. Just running. Yeah. But that's
because one guy's ligament grows different than another's.
But that's the type of player you should be worried about. That's the type of player.
I agree. It's a real concern. His durability is a concern. I'm not putting it on him, though.
No, but
I'm not blaming him for not being out there right now.
They could be telling like, hey, don't push. You know what I mean? Like, who's watching over this?
And I feel like they have tried to downplay this injury. I think they haven't even told the full truth. And Roman Anthony had to do it for them because he thought they were. I assume this is an assumption. Him coming out and talking about that injury a week ago to me was him saying, "The hell is this? Are they trying to make me look soft? Are they trying to make the injury less than what it really is? What are they doing to me?"
The way I took it from Chad Tracy was, "Hey, he's available only if he could deal with some discomfort." Like he's cleared. He's a manager, not me. Put it out there. Team put it out there. It's team stuff.
Let's grab some of your calls. Steve's in Carver on the Red Sox. Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys. So Craig Breslow's been here 3 years. Beetle, the first year, he lets Chris Sale go for nothing. He wins the Cy Young. Last year, Nick Pivetta, Quinn Priester, he lets go. Nick Pivetta finished 6th in the Cy Young. Quinn Priester got Cy Young votes. And then this year, look at Kyle Harrison's numbers. Somebody please pull those up. He has like a 1.43 ERA. He's going to win Cy Young. So it's been 3 years of Craig Breslow, and he's going to let 2 Cy Young winners go and 2 other guys who got votes for absolutely nothing? What do we have to show for those 4 pitchers? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a terrible general manager. He should be fired. And there's a mountain of evidence now that only grows by the day and the week that proved to you that he sucks.
Boy, and that's the worst part of it. Like that, least.
But he was the 12th guy they looked for. Like, what do you expect? You should have known he sucked. They should know he sucks. Just the fact that it was so hard to find someone willing to take the job should be the reason why they say, "Yeah, this guy should have been a stopgap measure. He's got to go. Now we know why he was available. We preferred 11 other guys before we got to him, but nobody wanted the gig." Yeah, he's a terrible GM. Let's go to Jake. He's in Boston. Hi, Jake.
So I got an email from the Mets. They added 2 Bark in the Park dates because they know it sells tickets. And meanwhile, stupid Sam Kennedy can't even keep the cooler cups in stock. They're out until July. The Red Sox have won series at Baltimore, crap city where you don't go out after games. At Detroit, which has gotten better, but again, no one's going out downtown at night. Kansas City, horrible city. And at Cleveland over the weekend, another dud city. 4 cities, terrible road cities. Of course they play well, which again feeds into not what you believe, Mark, but what I believe, which is unlike at home where these athletes, they're young, they can't keep it in, they love to go out. Roman Anthony's pain tolerance would magically go away if it was a groupie sending him a "you up" text at 2:30 in the morning. Athletes have manipulated their testosterone to cheat in sports for the last 100 years. And here our guys are going out and giving away their free testosterone for free, which costs them power, which comes across in this anemic offense. And there are rumors of Tristan Casas having journals which resemble 50 Shades of Grey. But, of course, you've got a GM who's basically an incel, and Craig Breslow, a nerd who can't communicate, who probably has never walked into a bar and picked up a girl. And then you have these idiot incel Red Sox fans like the Section 10ers who all believe it's launch angle. They spend way too much time with their left hand and a hand lotion and not enough time actually trying to get back on the field, which is where they earn their money. And again, Roman Anthony, he'd magically get better if it was a 2:30 a.m. text from a groupie asking him, you up. He'd find some way over there, and his fingers would work magically.
The sprain was feeling good.
That is graphic.
He's also drunk, so he feels pretty good. You know, it's like Zoe at that Christmas party for the Pats back in the day. Walked in on crutches, walked out with nothing. You know, he was healed.
Walked out on air.
I haven't danced all night. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Nice team you got.
Unbelievable. The healing powers of that Christmas party for you. Not the waters of Lake Minnetonka, but the healing, the purity of the Coors Lights from the Rocky Mountains. it's what it was.
No, it was open bar. It
was open bar.
Yeah.
It was open bar.
Hard stuff.
Oh,
there you go.
hard stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the good stuff.
Of course. No, without a doubt.
Hey, give me the absolute.
The goose is loose. But here's the one thing I will say. When you throw huge money, $100 million that Roman Anthony knows, like, are you working for it anymore? This was Alex Cora's problem. Yeah. And it was like, well, when you pay these guys early, they're not busting their ass to be their best because they're not trying to earn their next contract. You already gave it to them. There's no carrot to dangle for some of those young players. I wonder if that's a factor. I think that's what Jake was hitting at, in addition to a number of other graphic items. But I think it could be a factor. Cora certainly thought it was. Cora thought it was an issue. 617-779-0985. We've talked a lot about A.J. Brown becoming a Patriot. The NBA Finals will get underway tonight, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to root for Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby, as Zoe can only say. But I think there are angles related to the Celtics, and you've heard what McCone has had in headlines. I think it was Amick who reported.
Yep.
Giannis with some interest in Boston. Let's tie all this stuff together, and we can begin that coming up next.
While you're working, so are they. If you can call sitting around talking about sports work.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Listen, the Oklahoma City Thunder believe in Chet Holmgren. They believe in his talent. They believe in his character. They believe in his work ethic. He said it himself, you can't run from improvement. This was a smack in the face. He will try to use this as motivation and as, study the film, see how he can get better. He was outstanding in the first two rounds. No one's going to remember that. That's the way life works in the NBA. He had an awful series in this series. The circumstances are what they were. He's not supposed to be the number two option for them offensively. But this idea that it's time to pull the plug on Chet Holmgren in Oklahoma City, I can promise you this. Sam Presti will not be taking that advice.
Today's Wednesday, and we had plans of talking about the Western Conference Finals on Monday, but it got away from us. And then the Myles Garrett trade happened, and we went and talked about that, and then the A.J. Brown thing happened. But I very much wanted to get to this. How bad Chet Holmgren was in that series, and how Wemby absolutely dominated him in that series and made him a non-factor. Non-factor for the Thunder. These two teams are the premier Western Conference teams, and they are not going anywhere. So if you are Sam Presti, and this was my thought on Monday, and so that's Tim McMahon from ESPN talking about this, my thought right after all of this, and seeing how bad he was in that series was, are they going to look to upgrade and get another guy who they think can contend and deal with Wembanyama? Are they going to be in on Giannis? That was where my mind went.
Yep. That's normally what you do.
Now, McMahon said this yesterday, and I heard it, and I thought, oh, what a relief. What a relief that they are going to be taken out of that sweepstakes. Now, he said in that clip, they believe in this player. They believe in Chet Holmgren. They believe in him going back and watching the tape of that series, and the best way to improve being get your ass handed to you and get back out there and figure out next time how to beat him. Do you think that's going to develop for him? Do you think at some point Chet Holmgren is going to be a guy who can go toe-to-toe with, and I'm not saying maybe be as good as he is, but to be effective, to be able to score with any level of consistency if these two teams a year from now are meeting in the exact same place?
Probably not, because I would expect Webby to be better.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's going to put on a little bit of weight.
SGA was exhausted in Game 7. He was beat physically. He was tired because all of it was falling to him. He was the only reason they kept themselves in it.
Well, you had two of your best players out in that game, and you would think that the other all-star, who's about to make $50 million a year, would show up a little bit. He had 4 points in 33 minutes. He's 1 of 2 from the field. Complete no-show.
How does that happen?
So it wasn't just like he played bad.
Historic, terrible collapse for him. $50 million a deal, $50 million a year for that? Like, would you do that? Do you want to do that? That's what you believe in? You're going to hitch your wagon to that train?
No.
And I'm glad they are. I'm glad they are.
I would think you'd have to get creative. Yeah.
I mean, that's going to have to be a conversation for that franchise moving forward, because when you talk about the second apron and all that stuff with Oklahoma City and who you're going to have to pay with all of these young players that are going to be coming up, and the amount of said, do you really want to have $50 million tied up in a guy like that?
It could end up being a really bad contract. I mean, it goes north of $50 million in a few years.
And look, he's a good player, but like you said, if the road is through the Spurs every year in the Western Conference, he was unplayable.
So if that's true, if Tim McMahon has it nailed, that they're not going to look to replace him, they're not going to look to move him, great. That's excellent. Because that was really terrible on his part in that series. And these Spurs are not going anywhere. I think the Spurs are going to roll in the NBA Finals. I do. I think New York is going to be very disappointed in the end.
The weird way is like New York.
Really? You don't think it's going to be competitive at all?
New York is sort of you. Like, their option is like shoot threes and hit them.
Gentlemen's sweep.
5 games.
Spurs in 5.
6. Just to be different.
Look, experience didn't matter in that Game 7. And maybe this is one of those like teams that just, they're so young it doesn't matter. But New York has a lot of veteran guys on that team.
Yeah.
Brunson's a killer, and as good as Castle is, defensively.
They're like their centers. He fractured his finger. He got surgery. It's questionable. Like, it might be over in 5. But again, you watch these games and think, okay, what do the Celtics have to do to get better than this team, or beat this team, or just have a shot? They don't have that guy. They don't have that big guy. Again, it's like hit your threes, you might be okay. That's the only way I think New York could stay in the series. Shoot, hit their threes. Because it's not penetration. That's for sure. It starts in San Antonio, right? Yeah. So home court right now. Oof.
I also think that when you look at the fact that, okay, Chet Holmgren, soon to be a $50 million a year guy, could not at all be effective in the biggest of moments in a game against Wembanyama. Are the Celtics going to build their team to get out of the Eastern Conference, or are the Celtics planning on building their next sort of version of themselves to win it all?
Well, I mean, that's the goal, right? To build a championship team.
And if they are, does their current roster match up with the Spurs? Because that's part 2. Okay, I know that OKC got to a Game 7, but I think the Spurs are the better team. And if the Spurs now are going to be the team you got to go through to win it all, how do the Celtics currently match up with the Spurs? How would they look in a series against San Antonio. Is that at all more motivation to go after Giannis? I think that's a fair question, is it not?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Amic's got something on this, and that is that Miami is the favorite, or Miami is being viewed as a favorite for Giannis.
We was house shopping, according to Ocho.
That's what we hear. He's down there shopping for a house.
I'd be too, if I had money.
It's like A.J. Brown getting a place in Boston.
Yeah, a little different down here, I think.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe that's where he lands. But even with them being viewed as the favorite, Sam Amick has more about how the Celtics might be the team. We'll get into that coming up and how that impacts all of this. 617-779-0985. Another report saying Celtics are not in. They're out. Not currently in on Giannis.
Can we talk about why we shouldn't believe that last report?
Yes.
All right, good.
Absolutely. We'll do it next.
98.5 Sports Hub. Zolak and Bertrand
Zolak and who?
on the Sports Hub.
Celtics have come up a lot in Giannis chatter over the last couple weeks as well. I don't really think that the Celtics are a real factor here either. To me, I still have Miami as the real kind of team that I'm pinpointing for Giannis. New York was going to be the team all along if they fell short of the finals and wanted to make a real aggressive move, and obviously that's not the case anymore. The Knicks are in the championship series, and this group, from Jalen Brunson to Cat in that lineup, that starting lineup, I don't think New York is going to get too tricky with that after swapping out Tom Thibodeau for Mike Brown and making the finals for the first time in 27 years.
Giannis to Boston. Sam Amick says that the Heat are viewed as the favorites, but Giannis may have interest in coming to the Celtics. How badly do the Celtics want this player? Do they want this player? That's a question that I think needs to be answered, that has not been very clear to this point.
It's very, very, very quieted down.
Jake Fisher saying the Celtics? No, it's not the Celtics. Heat are the leader. Celtics out. Do we believe that? Should we believe that? What's your beef with the report?
There's no way, if they're interested in Giannis and they're not 100% sure that they're going to get him, that they're going to let you know that they are inquiring about Giannis. It's not going to happen. If they wind up with Giannis, they're going to wind up with Giannis. And that's how you're going to find out. Because if you come up short and somehow Miami is able to swing a deal that you can't match, or the asking price is just too much at this point, and now you're stuck with Jaylen Brown, who's now pissed off because he just carried your franchise last year, thought he was the face of that, his favorite season of all time, and now you just tried to trade me? Well, now I want out. And now you have Jaylen Brown who wants out, and you don't have Giannis anymore, the guy that you actually wanted to replace him with, so now you're stuck, and now what do you do? So if this goes down, we're not going to know about it. You're not going to know about it. That's not the way that Brad Stevens is going to do this.
It's quiet. Look at the way you got Drew Holiday. Look at the way Porzingis went down. All of it.
I go back to just a few years ago when we were talking about Kevin Durant potentially coming here and the Jaylen Brown being floated out, and he got pissed off about that stuff. Fast forward, and you have a guy that has a way more and a lot more chips on the shoulder than he had even a few years ago. Feels like he's been disrespected even further. You still have questions about whether he truly even wants to be a Boston Celtic moving forward, and now you're going to throw on the top of it that we were trying to trade you for somebody else? No way. You can't do that if you're Brad Stevens. So if you're actually inquiring about Giannis and you actually think that there's a deal here that could get done, you have to do it quietly. It's not going to be the loud. It's not going to be the loud trade and trade rumors and all. It's not going to be A.J. Brown of the NBA, where we're just sitting here and saying, all right, is it going to wind up being a first-round pick or 2 first-round picks along with Jaylen Brown? What are they actually giving up instead? You're not going to know about it until it hits. It's not going to happen.
That's the way Brad operates. I'm with you on that.
And I think based on what he said in that end-of-season press conference, the answer is yes. They are interested in this player.
Yeah. Again, like watching those teams play and watching the finals tonight when they start. You're not there yet. And what do you got to do to get there? Not running it back. That's for sure. do not run it back.
Now, does that mean that they wind up with this guy?
There's a lot of people that want him to run it back, though.
No, it doesn't mean that they're going to wind up with this player.
Right.
It doesn't mean that they're going to wind up with Giannis. But I don't think you're going to know one way or the other how involved they were.
It's got to be stealthy. It's got to be quiet. So do you think that they would go the other way and they're going to make it a point to tell their friends in the media, no, he's not our guy. We're not interested in
Tell them anything.
Well, look, Simmons and Zach Lowe were talking about it over the weekend on their podcast, and they were saying how quiet it's been, and it doesn't feel like they're trying to break up the team. And I think that's it, right? You just don't hear rumors of them being involved. I think that's what it's going to be. You don't have to proactively say, no. I mean, and maybe you even do that, right? To kind of make sure that Jaylen Brown's happy.
I would guard against it, and I would put it out there. I'd float, no, we're not breaking up these two guys. Because if I were to read that right now, I'd be like, I don't believe it. I'll believe it when they're both on the court together for the next, year. Then I believe it.
I keep saying it. I don't think Boston's in on Giannis.
I've certainly not sensed any great urgency from them to break up their team.
And by the way, maybe Brad Stevens is unsure if he actually wants to pull the trigger on that deal, right? But again, you can't let it get out that you were kicking the tires on it. Is Brad Stevens doing his job if he's not asking about Giannis right now?
No, he's picking up the phone calling everybody. That's his job. I mean, if I'm Giannis, though, where do you want to play? Do you want to play Boston? You want to go? I kind of want to go to Miami. South Beach, good coach. Spo's been there forever.
Well, look, it's going to be a conversation, and Amick wrote about it in his article. Miami, certainly a destination, I get it, but you can't deny that if you go to Boston, you're going to have a better opportunity to win. Point blank.
So then it becomes, what do you want?
What do you value?
Yep.
Right?
Where you at in your
What do you
career?
value?
Where
What do you want to go for? He's won a title, so he's not desperate to win a title. This isn't KG.
Right.
But there's no debate about which team's better set up for a championship run. So which one is it?
Oh, I want this Giannis thing more than ever. How about you, Zoe? What do you want?
I want that. I want content, yes.
No. I'm talking. I don't want you to talk about your content. I'm not rooting for the content.
Okay, Lalf.
Sorry for actually caring about the team. Oh,
I mean,
it would be. I mean,
we've seen the same thing over and over and over again. Now, I know the one year was different, right? You had Drew Holiday and Porzingis here. That was a different year.
All right, but
everything else was all
let's
the
just
same.
talk like Boston sports landscape here. That you add A.J. Brown and Drake May's emerging as Drake May. And then you throw Giannis into the mix with Tatum on the Celtics. All of a sudden, you got a star-studded town again here,
It's a
boys.
sexy summer right there.
A sexy town again.
Summer, yeah.
Otherwise, Boston sucks. There's no sex appeal to Boston. The only thing we have is our sports teams.
That's true.
It's like the only thing we rally around. Everything else here sucks.
Chowder.
The North End.
Oh, North End's great. But I mean,
Who hasn't had spaghetti?
thank you, so. Like,
Who hasn't had a good meatball?
what, New York doesn't have that?
Yeah.
You know?
God, you
I think
can't-
Cleveland's got a great little league, don't they?
Cleveland,
Cleveland
it's phenomenal.
all right, if Cleveland could pull it off, like,
That's where we go.
yeah. I don't know what. Okay, name something else.
Whale watches.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
What's that big speedboat over there?
Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Codzilla. Yeah, I'm going out on the Codzilla.
Yeah, we're going to spin around a
When
harbor.
we come back, we're going to go to the aquarium and see the penguins.
Yep.
Or penguins, as Milligan would say.
Penguins.
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 Yeah.
Someone says a sexy day like an afternoon on Codzilla.
What's wrong with that? I've been on that. It's awesome.
It is.
You
Is
ever
it
been on
sexy?
It's not sexy, but like you see
That's
it
what I'm
go by,
talking
like,
about.
Holy cow, look at that boat.
I'm going to the Codzilla.
I'm gonna get soaked.
Oh. That's what we have. We got the
Duck boats.
That's good. Swamp boats, too.
The tea.
Yep.
It's like Dennis, he went on vacation last week. They hung him.
Who did that?
Dennis.
No, he didn't. Why do you keep saying that?
He would have spent gas. I thought they were going to Vineyard.
Hingham is the vineyard of the South Shore.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I would consider it more than Nantucket myself.
World's
but-
End. Yeah, I mean, hang out there, you know.
The people from Hingham are like BC grads. They're quick to tell you they're from Hingham. You know? How do you know someone went to Boston College? They'll tell you. They'll tell you. It's a thing. Same thing. How do you know they're from Hingham? They told me 4 times. 4 times they told me they were from Hingham. Okay, I get it. Thank you.
I'm from next to Hingham.
Close enough. That's honestly, it might be too close. Might be too close. Anyway. Yeah, wouldn't it just be, what a summer. Get some stars in here. It'd be a bunch of star bleepers here in Boston. I'm excited about the possibility of it. But you're right, Tim McCone. If it's going to happen, we're going to hear nothing about it until it does. They have to protect everybody involved. Let's grab your calls. Thanks for hanging on. We'll do that coming up next. Let's grab your calls. A.J. Brown, Red Sox, NBA Finals, Celtics and Giannis, and a sexy summer in Boston. That's what we're promoting. A star-studded event. Pat's in Franklin. Hey, Pat.
Why did he play Heat of the Moment? Because that rang up my phone at 5 o'clock yesterday. Next. Zoe, you brought up egg
All right,
salad.
hey, Pat, I saw your former head coach last night. Talked to him for a while.
Hold on. Couple of things. Number one, you told us that, which is why T-Bone, I guess, played it.
Well, I very much appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now Zoe has something for you. Wait.
I was at Boston College football camp last night, and there's a guy standing next to me. He's got a hat on and glasses, and he's looking at a piece of paper. I'm like, holy crap, this looks like Sean McDermott. And I go, Coach McDermott. He goes, yes. Had a nice talk with him for about 15 minutes about the referees in the National Football League and how much of that was a catch in Denver and how there was no communication between the sideline as to what took place.
Did he think it was a good call?
Awful call.
Yeah.
Awful call.
So Buffalo Bills sympathizer now.
He's doing well, though, if you care about him.
No. Listen, he built that team back, but he just wasn't good enough, okay? Now, back to my egg salad point.
Okay.
It's just one of the most underrated dishes ever. The Big Y makes a wonderful egg salad.
Sure does.
Big Y does? Is that a sandwich?
It's amazing.
Or by itself, like you're buying a container of it?
You buy it in a container.
Okay,
And I had that for brunch. Next, I'm going to do my
real quick. Do you doctor it up a little bit?
He's got bullet items here.
Yeah, cut
a couple pickles or churkins. You put them in there, and I use everything bagel seasoning.
Gherkins with a G.
Pepper, and then a little cheese on there, right? And you put it on a nice bun, a potato roll.
Oh yeah,
amazing. Beetle, why do you think that the Spurs are going to kick the Knicks' butts? This is the only time they're going to lose. The Spurs, they're too young.
So because they're too young, they just knocked off the defending champion on the road in a game 7. They're not going to be rattled, but
Knicks might be happy to be there. Knicks might be happy.
No, they're not, man. That's all those Villanova guys. McCone, come on, you got to back me up, buddy.
Simon Spurs.
They're going to give them a series, man.
Here's a question that I think we should ask about the series and how it plays out: is who outplays the other, Cat and Wemby? Which one has a better series?
Oh, it'll be Wemby.
Well, listen. Chet Holmgren is a broken person. That guy needs counseling. That guy's in trouble. He needs a rehab. They need to get rid of him. He's done. He's a mess. Anyways, well, listen. These Knicks are going to give this series. I have a 28-page pullout on my New York Post this morning. It's amazing. It's going to be awesome. And, oh, by the way, we got the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. I'll call you guys on Friday with some picks.
All right, give me some picks. Your Kentucky Derby ones didn't work out, so I know because I used them. So let's have some better picks this Friday from Pat.
Wemby did disappear in the middle of that series, didn't he?
So
he had a couple bad games.
Relative, and I'm not saying in terms of a matchup or a one-on-one situation, but both of those guys will be important to whether or not their team has any real success. Always, especially with Wembanyama.
You're not a little bit worried. And look, I get it. They just won a game 7, beat Oklahoma City, like you said. They are. I mean, I think the average age of their starters is like 22 years old for the Spurs. Not worried about that at all?
No, I'm not. Are we going to get close games? Is all I really care about
Yes,
in this thing, though.
I think they are.
Am I going to be entertained by this or
Yes,
not?
I think it's going to be a good series. I do.
I know it's so fun to root for the Spurs, especially now. I mean, I was rooting for them against OKC, but now to get to root against them against the Knicks,
Don't watch.
what a blast!
Don't watch the national morning shows. Just don't do it.
Why?
Because they're outside. They camped outside Madison Square Garden. They were doing it all last couple series. Fandom. Woo! Orange fingers. Number one. Blue and orange. A lot of blue and orange.
Spurs OKC Game 7 had 15.9 million people on average watching the Game 7. 22.2 million was the peak. It was the most watched conference finals series in 24 years. Wow. I imagine the finals are going to do pretty well. This is for the first time in a while. It feels like a finals that a lot of people are paying attention to, and I have to admit, begrudgingly, part of that is the Knicks element. Part of it, I mean, I think it's the Spurs and Wembanyama. Wembanyama is just so attractive as from a fan perspective.
That's why when people say that, it's the Spurs, like the Tim Duncan era, all that. Oh, no one liked it. No, this is totally different. This guy's an alien. People want to see him.
It's like you were watching the Cavs with LeBron.
Yeah. Jack is in Bridgewater. Hey, Jack.
Hey, guys. How's it going? So just real quickly, just with Giannis and Jaylen Brown, I think you got to kind of ask yourself, are you willing to trade in the next 5, 6, 7 years of Jaylen Brown for 3, 4 years of Giannis, which I think is a fair question. I think it's really up to if JB really wants to be here, but the way I see it, guys, is when's the last time Giannis has finished a season healthy? Thanks, guys. I'll leave it to you.
The Giannis injury problem is way overblown. We've discussed that. We've discussed how many games he's played in over the last 5 or 6 years. So, sorry, I'm not going to believe that. I'm not tied up with the injury stuff. Also, we're now counting Jaylen Brown for 7 or 8 more good years. Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
When he's 36 or 37 years old? Yeah. We're expecting great things out of him. Jaylen Brown's not young anymore, people. He's about to turn 30.
30 in October.
He's going to be 30 years old. He's not a kid.
Jaylen Brown's down the tunnel.
Brendan in New Hampshire on A.J. Brown. Hi, Brendan.
Hey.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Good. Doing great.
I was listening to Felger and Maz yesterday.
Ooh.
They were listing their wide receivers that were better than A.J. Brown, and I heard names like Terry McLaurin and Egbuka from Tampa. I thought that shit was ridiculous. I want to hear you guys' opinion.
Whoa. Can't say that. You can't say that. I wish you could.
I heard they're renaming the show 2 to 6.
What are you?
It's like that one that Belichick got called by Parcells. Doom. Nickname.
Call him
2
Doom.
to 6 is
No,
called Doom.
Doom is his nickname for Bill, right?
Yeah. That was the nickname for Bill, Doom. Great nickname.
So,
Jimmy McCollum's a good player.
They named a bunch of receivers that they thought were better than A.J. Brown.
I didn't hear it. Can't comment on it. I usually listen.
I think it was one of the 10 questions. Name the top receivers and stop when you get to A.J. Brown.
Oh, did they have Bedard? Did they have Bedard?
Yes.
So
Bedard was in.
You had to do it from memory, is what it was? So they had to do it on the spot from memory?
I don't think they do those on the spot. I think they get them ahead of time.
Oh, I could name a ton. Like a ton, meaning like a dozen.
You think he's top? You think he's a top 10 receiver? Or you think he's a top 15?
I'd put him in the top 15.
Well, there's 2 in Dallas.
I think we said this the other day.
2 in Cincinnati. I mean, you got the Rams. I already got 6.
I'd rather have him than T. Higgins.
That's what the window is shorter, but I would still rather have a better player. Ceiling is much higher with A.J. Brown than T.
Waddle?
Higgins. Waddle's great, man.
Yeah.
He's really good.
How about London when he got paid?
Oh man,
he's dynamite. He's
I mean, like you could come up with 10 pretty quick.
Pretty quickly that are younger.
That's my point.
And, yeah,
I don't think that's crazy. That crazy? Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be offended by that. By naming a bunch of receivers better than him.
I don't care about that. I care your team got better. The room is better, a lot better. The receiver room is a lot better, and the quarterback was the second MVP, runner-up a year ago with what he had.
Zach in Detroit. Yes, Zach.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Last year, just just after the draft, I was driving all my buddies out here, crazy, screaming from the rooftops the Patriots are going to go to the Super Bowl. My question is, what are your guys' bold predictions for the season now that we got AJ?
About where they land?
Yeah, just
They're back in the AFC title game.
I'd say divisional round, and I have no clue where it goes from there. What's the state of the rest of the AFC? I don't know.
Well, there's actually something we could get to on this.
Oh.
Does the AFC run through the Patriots? They're the defending AFC champions. They're in the Super Bowl. Does it kind of run through them? We could talk more about that. Nick Wright with some thoughts on that. We will get to that in just a moment, right after headlines in 90 seconds.